Okay, so manufacturing operations are classified into these four types. Okay, and these four types, as we saw on the screen, they are engineer to order, make to order, assemble to order, and make to stock. Okay? So, and we are going to keep our explanation crisp and brief. So, what is the meaning of all of those? Okay, so let us take an example, and based on that, we'll be able to understand this. Okay, so this is kind of a busy slide, but I'm going to break it down bit by bit, and it's going to be quite easy. So, here on the left hand side is the industry. Okay, right here you can see this is the industry. Then there may be various stages. There is a design stage, which is seen here. Okay, oops, right here. Then next we have the raw material procurement. Then we have work in progress or semi-finished goods that are made after a certain amount of processing is done. Then more processing is done, and then you get your finished goods, which are right here, and then ultimately they are delivered to you, who's the customer, right there. Okay, and we've seen that in the last slide. So any industry is basically a conversion process in which raw materials goes through various processing and is converted into finished good. Now we are going to see these four different types of manufacturing strategies, uh, and in which part of this supply chain, what is this called? This entire thing that we just saw, right from industry to customer, that is basically called a part of a supply chain. Right? It's called supply chain. Now, in the supply chain, how do these various manufacturing strategies sit? How they are located? That is what we're going to see. Okay? So, what we have done here is called this term as order stocking point. I'll explain that in a bit. Okay, and here we have got these four manufacturing operations, which are called made to stock, which is called assemble to order, this second one. Third one is called make to order. The last one, it's called engineer to order. Okay, so these are the four types. Now if you see here, I'll keep the annotations in the slide. So these are the four different types that we have seen. Okay. Now you will ask me what is the meaning of each. So let us define what is the meaning of each, and then I'll tell you what is the order stocking point. Made to stock, as the name suggests, these types of products are manufactured in bulk. They're manufactured in large scale quantities, and they're stocked up in various retail houses, stocked up in various warehouses, and the customer simply goes to the market and picks and chooses one based on his likes and choices. Okay, so these are called made to stock. A typical example of these made to stock products is what is called fast moving consumer goods. Anything basically that you are going to buy off the shelves of DMart or Big Bazaar. Okay, so that is basically called categorized as products categorized under made to stock. Okay. Now, can anybody give examples of such products? Yes, students. Can anybody give examples of such products made to stock? Anything that you buy in your retail stores, grocery stores. Hello, students.
Personal hygienes.
Yes, soaps, all of those. What else? There can be so many, right? There can be uh, things like food items, packed snacks items, beauty products. Right? So all of these come under what is called made to stock. The typical characteristic of made to stock is that you know you buy what you see. Suppose there is, let's say, some kind of hair oil. Okay, so can you go and say that, hey, can you just change the flavor of this, the scent of this hair oil? So the store person say, hey, that's not possible, this is just a packed product. You either pick this up, buy it, or you don't. So there is no customizability possible in this type of a classification, right? The customizability is done based on volumes of variety, various varieties of different brands. But a single company is going to manufacture one type of such product. Okay? So, for example, Pierce is going to manufacture its Pierce soap, and that's the flavor it's going to give you, or that scent is going to give you. Then it's not going to change anything. Right? If you want something else, then you can go for different brands. So the point here is you can't customize it based on your likings. That is one very important point. But at the same time, you'll find that there are many brands available in the market. So, but when you look at the individual industry, you're going to have large volume, but you will have less number of varieties possible, right? So please remember that. Made to stock, and therefore, if you want to see what the order stocking point, that means from where you buy this product, okay, at what stage you buy this product. So at what stage you buy this product, it is seen from this. It is bought at the finished goods stage. It is bought at the finished goods stage. Okay, so made to stock product is bought. So you can't have any customizability. So it's all finished, packed, and that's where you buy it. And what is the location? Location for buying it is going to be obviously the retail stores. Okay, so that is in brief what is called made to stock. If there is any doubt, you can type a question and I'll address it. Thank you. Now, let's go to the next type of product. This type of product is called assemble to order. Now, what is the meaning of assemble to order? That means, I think you may have figured this out, that you don't, have this product just ready for sale right away. There is a certain amount of assembly that is required to finish up this product. Okay? Now, I'll give you a typical example, which is possible in electronics industry. Right? So, many times, whenever you are placing orders, especially on any product, let's say Apple product or any of the products, there is many times you have to buy a computer, but you have many options. You may get a product which is having 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM, 32 GB RAM. You may have a product with a different types of media cards, then graphics processors actually, and then you may have various types of processors For example, you'll have a processor uh, which is basically maybe i3, i5, i7. So these are different types of processors that is possible. Right? So um, so what is all of this? So you can basically build your own computer wherein you can specify the type of RAM, the type of processor, the type of storage, you know, then other things like what are your graphics cards and so on and so forth. You can build it up. So and then obviously they'll have a lead time. They will basically go ahead and assemble the product for you and then ship it. What is this called? So this is called assemble to order. So here this type of products has a little more customizability, right? A little more customizability than what is actually possible in made to stock products. Another example is maybe you have specialized bikes, okay? Specialized mountain bikes. Okay, so you can choose what type of frame you want, what type of how many gears you want. Sometimes you may have a carbon fiber frame, sometimes you have a steel frame, aluminum frame. Based on that, the cost will change. Right? You may choose different types of suspensions, different types of brakes. Some will have high capacity brakes, uh, disc brakes, caliper brakes, all different types of customizabilities there. So what is done is the production of such objects is not, just a second, yeah, it's too busy now. So yeah, so the point is you don't uh, take this production right up to finished goods. What you do is you uh, go to the design phase, then you go to the raw material phase, and then you stop the production at this phase, that is work in progress or semi-finished goods or sub-assembly state. What is the advantage of that? Because the customer wants various different types of customization. So if you give them the full product, then customer is not satisfied. So the customer, instead of coming at this stage, like in made to stock, he's going to come to you at a stage where products are still at semi-finished stage, and he's going to order you. After the order is placed, you go ahead and fulfill the order, complete the product, the entire product as per his specification, and then you deliver it to the customer. So this is called assemble to order. Okay, so you can give multiple examples. Okay, for assemble to order. Okay. So now, if you see, the customizability is increasing from made to stock to assemble to order. Okay. Um, the next type of product is called make to order. Okay. Now, what is the difference between make to order and the assemble to order? You can just think on that. I'll explain a bit, and then you know if you have, you can ask any questions. Okay? Make to order is fundamentally different from assemble to order in terms of the level of customizability that you get. The customer now approaches at the stage of design. Okay, he orders it at the stage of design, or you can even say at the stage of raw material also. Design will be a little higher stage. It can be better said that it is at the stage of raw material. Okay, so here you can see this is make to order right here, okay, at the raw material stage. Now, just to give you an example of make to order, what makes an example which gives you a good understanding. It is the case of, okay, so we have a quick question. Would the cycles be assembled at the retail level when selling to customers be included in assemble to order? I would say no, unless there is some type of customization possible. Right? Many times, people keep it at the sub-assembly stage just for warehousing purpose. Those unassembled cycles take lesser space. But if they are giving you an option of customization, then you can call it assemble to order.
So just say, when I asked the question, sir, when I was buying the cycle, they
Okay.
gave me the option to install some other type of gears or maybe change
Yeah,
the
then that is
gears on the
assemble to order.
cycle. That's assembled to order. And if they offer no customization, then it would be make to order, yeah?
Made to stock. Made to stock.
Make to stock. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you, sir.
Now, make to order is quite different. Now, you take the example, suppose you are moving to a new city and you basically want to, have furniture in a house. So, there are two things you can do. You can go to any ready made furniture store, and what you can do is you can very easily just purchase items. Okay. Or what you can do is you can actually give your order to an interior designer, and that person is going to uh, he's going to really go ahead and give you as much level of customization as possible. So the modular furniture may have some amount of flexibility, so you can call it assemble to order. But when you are giving the work to an interior designer, that will give you know complete flexibility as to what type of product you want, right? So that is called make to order. That means in the make to order, the designs are available. For example, even in interior designers have ready-made designs and technology available. But the customer gets the chance of going ahead and giving all different types of thoughts, ideas, different types of customization, so that that product can be made um, as per the customer's choice. Okay? So this is called make to order. Okay? Another example of make to order is when, let's say, India decides to buy Rafale jets from France. So, do you think the Rafale jets are ready? Obviously not. Okay. And do you think that many sub assemblies are ready? Actually, in defense industry, it doesn't work that way. Otherwise, you would have got the jet in 5 months. How much time did it take? Anybody knows for the Rafale jets to come?
So 3 years, I think.
Yeah, it come to more than 2 years, 2 to 3 years. Right. So, make to order means you give the entire list and range of capabilities that you want, and then based on that they will start manufacturing from the raw material stage based on what desires the customer has. The technology is in place. Please understand, Rafale jets have been manufactured by France, and the interior design example means the interior designs of various types are available. But when the order is placed and the order is well understood, then the industry will sit with the customer, make out the plans, and then start going ahead with the work, start procuring the uh, various raw materials, or basically start using the raw materials to manufacture the product. Okay, so here you can see a large amount of customizability is possible. Hmm. So these were two good examples of make to order. You can think of more. Okay, so that is up to you. You can very easily do that. Then you'll ask me what is the last one, sir. So the last one here is basically called engineer to order. Okay. What is this engineer to order? You are saying, sir, already you have given too much flexibility. Right? Here comes a case wherein you don't even know what the the technology is many times, or you don't even know what your final product. You just know that you have this type of a application that needs to be designed, right? There's a quick question that comes. Um, okay you know IKEA, what does IKEA come under? Okay, so IKEA is a store uh, which basically gives you modular furniture. And according to me, I would categorize it as assemble to order. I would categorize it as classic example of assemble to order, because what IKEA will do is it will give you uh, yeah. So what it will give you is various types of configurations, and then you can choose what you want, and based on that it will give you the final delivery. So it will come as assemble to order. Carpentry work will not come under make engineer to order, because engineer to order has a different flavor. Please understand that. In engineer to order, it is much more than just making something under standard technology, standard work processes. But engineer to order is something like, suppose you want to have a new missile program for your country, right? So that's not very much what you would call standardized. You would have to do a lot of engineering. A carpenter doesn't have to do that much level of engineering to deliver the product. But any R&D project, project which starts from R&D itself, wherein you know you have to start doing a lot of work in research. You have to go ahead and think out the plans in detail, where you have to do a lot of calculation and engineering work, okay, to begin with, design work actually. That would come under engineer to order. Wherein even the design is not fixed. For example, in carpentry, or in, let's say, Rafael jet example, the engineering is already done. They don't have to engineer things. But if you start making, give me a 7th generation fighter jet plane, that would come under engineer to order. And that would be an extreme example of engineer to order. But there are other examples also. For example, you have to make a new hydroelectric power project. Okay? So do you think every hydroelectric project is designed? No, you can't design it, because every location is different. Every the geology of that area is different. The research for that type of area is going to be different. You're going to have different rock samples, you're going to have different terrain, and based on all of that, you're going to have to do a lot of engineering work, a lot of design work, and then and only then you can actually begin this project. Okay, so then and only then you can begin this project. So it has to be well understood that engineer to order requires a lot of skill and lot of engineering from the fundamentals to be able to solve the problems, to be able to deliver on the project, right? For example, building a hydroelectric dam, Three Gorges Dam in China, they had a totally different set of constraints. The soil sometimes will be soft. Some dams are built where there is mountainous terrain. Right? Then some dams have to have hydroelectric power plants. Then they have to have big penstocks. You know what's a penstock? That takes the water from the reservoir down to a place where the generating stations are there. So that's called a penstock. Sometimes there are miles and miles of penstock, because you want to have maximum head. What is head? That means you have to have the difference between the water level and where the generating station is as the water head. So in order to do that, you have to dig through mountains and build the penstocks. And then based on that, how much megawatt of electricity, the power plant is different based on the capacity of the dam. Okay. Then some dams are high height dams. That means you have a water head which is quite high. So the type of generating stations at the hydroelectric power plant are different. They're called Pelton wheels. But if you have large amounts of water, but the head is not very high, the difference between the highest level and the lowest level is in the median, then you may have to use Kaplan turbines. Okay. Then you have to use axial turbines, like that. So all of these different concepts point to, a lot of engineering and design work. Okay? So that will typically come under the category of engineer to order. Okay. So these are the four different types which are very, very important, very, very crucial. And you should be able to understand what type of product belongs to what category. Okay. So now pipeline inventory is covered from forecast. As you go more towards made to stock, you will have what is called, you know you will have a lot of forecasts. Forecast means what? um, Forecast is, yes, forecast is basically how much production you have to do. So that is based on that, you have to just see what the market is, and then you have to say, okay, in this season so much production will be required. So it's based just on statistics. And when you go more towards engineer to order, pipeline inventories are covered by customer orders. So engineer to order, you can't forecast. You would have this type of requirement in the future. No, the customer comes up with a certain requirement, and then you have to start doing the whole process. Right? So yes, a hyperloop is a very good example of engineer to order. Do you think hyperloop is possible? There are many videos. It's a very rosy concept given by Elon Musk, but if you try to look into the nitty-gritties of various possibilities, the risks, it's actually quite a very, very challenging thing to actually achieve in practical service. All right. So this is a slide which is kind of a busy slide, but still, it's like in one slide you get a lot of information. So we will discuss this. We'll discuss this in detail, but I'll just start with the first part. So here you have got the four columns: ETO, MTO, ATO, and MTS. Okay, so these are the four columns, and here you have got various attributes. Okay, and under these attributes, we will go ahead and we will compare all of these four. So we have seen the first one. What is the order stocking point for MTS? It is finished goods. Right? So you will find that obviously you will always have the product all manufactured and ready. Then next you will have for assemble to order, you will have in the sub assembly or the work in progress. The MTO will be the raw material. The design will be there for the ETO. You have to start with the design work itself. Then we'll go for the place of exchange. Where do you buy these things? So retailer or made to stock, which is pretty logical. You just go to the retail store and pick up the ready-made products. You go to the dealers, for assemble to order. The dealer will have work in progress, that is semi-finished parts, and he'll assemble them for you. Where do you go for make to order? You actually have to go to the manufacturer, right? And the marketing office of the manufacturer. And that is where you're going to place the order, because then the manufacturer is basically going to go ahead and understand what your requirements is, tell what are his constraints, and then you can go ahead and give the order. And here it would be more of the designer. Manufacturer is written here, but it would be more of the design department of the manufacturer. So that's where you would have to go. And this type of manufacturing will basically come under project type of manufacturing. So we will see that this thing. Then you've got volume variety. Okay. So what is the volume of production for made to stock? Millions and millions of packs of, let's say Maggie noodles. They are made, right? So the volume is very high. What is the variety? Variety is low. You can't say I want pav bhaji masala Maggie. You can't do that, right? So you have got just 3-4 flavors. So yeah, the variety is low. Then for assemble to order, the volume is moderate and the variety is also moderate. So that would be a typical one. Then the next one is for the MTO. Volume of production becomes lesser. You understand, na? Because you have to go individual orders. So you can't like churn out thousands of products. You have to take orders, but they are high value orders. Please understand that. Here the volume is high, but even the cost is also low. Right? But here the volume is low, but the cost is pretty high. They're high value products. The value of these products is high, where here the value is typically low. Okay? So volume variety. So here you have got higher amounts of variety. And what about the ETO? ETO will have one volume. That means one thing at a time you can do. And what is the variety? Unlimited variety. That means you can customize it as much as you want. In fact, engineer to order is all about customization only. Okay. So we discussed all of these various 4 types of manufacturing strategies, and we also discussed few of their attributes. So we'll discuss the rest in the next session.